Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and our apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth, and salutations to the hopefully elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Ba'Shem is in the name. Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ and Jehovah. The Rakakwadash, which is the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalam, you're joined with
Danya.
And we're coming back at you with another lesson. Lord, when we hope this lesson be edifying, straight, through the spirit and precise. We're just coming back at you with another lesson. We're going to entitle it, Native Americans are indeed Israelites. Native Americans, that's not the correct term that you call, that particular tribe. That particular, so-called Native Americans are from the tribe of Gad.
That's right.
Gad, the Seminole Indians, which is Reuben. We're just coming back, to say that Native Americans are indeed Israelites, and we're going to back it up by the way of the scriptures. So I'm gonna play this video real quick because Esau Edom, has hints and details in these different movies. So I'm gonna play it.
Well, this here's my new front buster. This is my daughter, Catherine. Shalom Aleichem, Jackson 2 Bears. Mr. Baloo, what's the use of saying Shalom Aleichem to me? I'm a full Sioux Indian. I'm not one of the chosen people. All right, go ahead being stubborn if you want. Well, I ain't stubborn. Oh, not much you ain't. According to an ex-congressman of these United States, I heard give a lecture at the Chautauqua this winter. Indians is the lost tribe of Israel, but he won't admit it. Just ain't true. He was an ex-congressman of these United States, I tell you.
Oh, but maybe he was mistaken.
No, he was not. Jackson just got a mean, stubborn streak in him is all. I brought Mr. Bernstein, the telegraph operator, out here from town last month, and he stood right where you're standing now, and he talked Hebrew at Jackson for 10 minutes by my watch, and Jackson pretended he didn't understand a word. Now, I'm called that stubborn. Well, I didn't understand a word. You see what I mean? Now, you get that junk down out of there. I'll get the sash.
And this is the thing, Esau, when it comes to these different movies and things like that, Esau, puts in truth mixed with lies. Seeing this clip, that we just had played, what did this particular Israelite say? Because he is an Israelite from the tribe of Gad.
That's right.
What he say? He said, "I don't think I'm one of the part of the chosen nation."
Mm-hmm.
And what did the Edomites say? You're indeed one of the chosen. So this is Esau Edom playing those tricks and games, man. Through these different movies.
Those wiles.
Yeah, those wiles. Yep. So let's get that second address, the 13th chapter. Because we're going to start off with that. Because, this is history that we're about to read. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras 13-40. It says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. He carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land." Right? This is going into the Assyrian captivity, which the 10 tribes were, a part of. Let's continue. Verse 41. And it says, "But they took this counsel among themselves, that they will leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt." Right, which is over here in this part of the world, which is the Americas.
They call it the Western Hemisphere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And if I believe they call this, one point in time, this place was called Arsareth.
That's in the same chapter.
Yes, in the same chapter, Khan. So the Northern Kingdom was the first, group of people over here. Those are Israelites.
That's right.
But we're particularly, touching upon the Native Americans, which comes from the tribe of Gad, the Seminole Indians, which comes from the tribe of Reuben.
Right. Which are the Northern Kingdom. They're part of the Northern Kingdom, which that head tribe was Ephraim, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The so-called Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, they all one people, man. We all one people, man. You Southern Kingdom and you Northern Kingdom, man.
That's right.
Right, and the Lord led, the Northern Kingdom over here to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Went further into a place that mankind never dwelt, which is talking about the Americas over here.
That's right.
It says, verse 42, it says that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, right? Which goes further to say that that the Northern Kingdom came over here.
Right, and you got the Los Lunas stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the fringes, what I'm saying? Northern Kingdom was there. So, there's so many different evidences and relics, what I'm saying, to further prove that the Northern Kingdom are the Israelites indeed, man.
In fact, the Northern Kingdom had the oldest form of Hebrew, even more so than the Southern Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
In the land of Israel, that that these archaeologists and such discovered and dug up. You were saying the Los Lunar Stones.
Mm-hmm.
Even what was that, Glenn Beck? On Fox News, he even went over it. A couple of years back.
the scriptures mention how Gad has a face like a lion.
Like a lion, man.
And that's how you can, hey, we put together the Israelite tribes with their selective group, right? As known as today the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, based off the characteristics and the traits that the scriptures talk about, man.
Thanks to Elder High Priest Ariah, man.
Yep.
That's right,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? Which, he a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
right.
The Lord was dealing with him. You know what I'm saying? For everybody out here getting disrespectful, man.
And hey,
That's where we get the 12 tribes sound from, man.
Which is a part of prophecy,
Which is
man.
a part
Put those
of,
two
a heavy
sticks
part of
together, man.
prophecy.
You know what I'm saying?
Verse,
and you could tell our people is those Israelites too because of the curses, man. You got it.
Verse 43, it says, they enter into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. It's going to further break it down. Verse 44 says, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and hell stilled the flood till they overpassed. Right, so this is during the time the Northern Kingdom was traveling over here towards this side of the world.
Right.
The Lord was assisting them through their travels. Okay, let's continue. It says, verse 45. It says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same. It says in the same region is called Arsareth. Right, so this whole region on this side of the world, the Americas, was once upon a time called what? Arsareth. But the so-called white man came over here, started changing names up.
Naming after itself.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Itself,
Amerigo Vespucci, man.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much the point for that.
Get that next verse.
Next verse says, Salakia. Verse 46 says, then dwell they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come.
Right, and this is that latter time, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, it's what it say, that they're going to dwell there until the last days, man. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, this is where we are pressed together. Can I get that? Jeremiah 50?
Of course.
That's Jeremiah 50 and 33. Because, hey, we in those latter times. We in the last days now, man. All right, and that's what the prophecy just said, that they was going to dwell over here until those last times, man. You know what I'm saying? But now, you got Northern Kingdom that, during the slave trade, man, you had Southern Kingdom come over here. You had Northern Kingdom going back to the eastern part of the world, man. You know what I'm saying?
The Lord set that up perfectly because this is going to be the place of our salvation.
All right.
Yeah, primarily here, but of course as well, everywhere that we've been scattered.
The entire world, man.
Yeah,
you know
but primarily here, man.
But primarily here, they dwelling here in the last days, man. This the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All right, we're at, man, over here, man, in this land called Arsareth, man.
Right, you have the Native Americans on reservations.
Yeah.
Committing suicide. Heavily off, alcoholics, because what? They're depressed.
Right.
In this lower state.
They're cursed.
They
cursed, man.
Going back to the curse of Deuteronomy 28th chapter.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the land that we know as North America was actually Issacharite land, man. You know what I'm saying? That California. You know what I'm saying? They call the whole place New Mexico in America, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been oppressed together, man. It says, and all that took them captives, held them fast, they refused to let them go, right? Because we still found in their hand, man. You know what I'm saying? And what does it say in Exodus? He that stealeth a man and selleth him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he be found in his head, man, that man got to be put to death, man.
That's right.
Still found in the hands of our enemies.
That's right. And that's lining up with prophecy, man. So how is Northern Kingdom not Northern Kingdom, man? You know what I'm saying? It don't fit prophecy, man. They have to be those 10 tribes, man. They have to be, man.
Yep, let's get this. Let's get the Numbers 15:38, because we mentioned how the Native Americans, even to this day, they're really the only ones that that rock the fringes and things like that.
Yeah.
One of the only few tribes, really. So this is the book of Numbers 15:38.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Because the brother, The Rock, just showed us a little music video, man. You got Northern Kingdom in there rocking the fringes, man.
Right. It's supposed to be a Mexican song.
Yeah.
But really, he's basically representing Gad.
Yeah.
And in that music video, like the brother just said, they got the fringes, they got the dancing, they got
You know
the
what I'm saying?
salt,
The salt.
Yeah.
they got the blue.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The feathers. All right,
That's right, bro.
Yeah. This is the book of Numbers 15:38. It says, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. Right. So it's basically what? It's a sign, to keep the it's basically, when the tribes have the border of blue, it's a way to remember the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right, you supposed to look at it and then remember, hey, we supposed to keep the law, man.
And I actually got this picture that I had found, Pinterest, and it basically shows phone tweaking. Salakia, brothers. But it just basically shows, that basically Gad, basically rocked the fringes.
Yeah.
You know?
Safe, bro.
Yeah,
Satan, bro.
there's a lot of pictures
That's Satan, bro.
with
We'll come back
with the
to it.
blue, man.
We ain't gonna let
That's
Satan
Satan, bro.
destroy this
Mhm.
lesson.
That's right, bro.
That's right, bro.
But let's get that Genesis 49. Just to basically say that Gad was rocking the fringes. Gad is one of the lost tribe. The Native American Salaki is one of the lost tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right,
You know,
man.
this is the book of Genesis 49 and 19. It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Right, the U.S. cavalry. What do it's a tragedy that that is known in the history books called what? The Trail of Tears.
The Trail of Tears,
You know. Well, you had the U.S. cavalry come in. I forget the actual general that that was behind that, but you had the U.S. cavalry come in. You had a lot of Gad that was being killed off. A lot of Gad's land was being taken over by the U.S. cavalry. And they was pushing Gad, more and more back into these uncharted territories, and they was taking Gad's land over. I believe it was is that not Colorado, but it's North Dakota, right? Is it North Dakota where they got the faces of the presidents on the stones? Is it North Dakota or is it South Dakota?
I forget what that.
South Dakota.
I forget. Yeah.
So basically, that was sacred Native American land. But when the so-called white man came in, they killed. Because when the so-called white man felt that it was gold, different riches in that land, the so-called white man killed, the Indian chiefs and took that land over and basically put their face on, on that mountain, which is what sacred land of the so-called Native Americans. So I'm gonna read this again. This is the book of Genesis 49:19. It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Meaning what? In these last days, the Lord is going to raise up the tribe of Gad,
In that latter time, like Second Ezra is saying, man.
Second Ezra 13:41. Yeah.
Like, right. So where? Where is Gad overcoming that? Over right here in America, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He overcoming the people that put him to death and took his land, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what he gonna overcome at, man. Where else is that gonna happen at? You know what I'm saying? According to prophecy, it's gonna happen here, man.
They say the land cannot be cleansed, but it has to be shed by the blood that shed it.
That's
right.
right.
Paraphrasing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab that Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. It says, And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever. And just like in that clip, he had mentioned basically saying that, he's not an Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because we lost our identity, our heritage. All right, we got our land stolen. We got our people raped and killed, murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Our goods stolen from us, man. That's part of the curses that only the Israelites fit.
And also, just to say, just to go, we're not so like Native Americans are not calling themselves from the tribe of Gad. They're calling themselves,
That's right.
Because also to say, this is history. When the so-called white man, came over here, they wanted Gad to, to basically stop, celebrating their culture.
They call them savages.
Savages, Indians. Indian means savage.
The byword.
The byword.
Yeah. What's that? Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
You can finish that. You can
finish that out.
Yeah.
Restart it. We just can't fuck with something.
Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever.
Yeah, especially when the so-called white man came over here, you had a lot of Gadite children, leaving their heritage and things like that. You seen a lot of them being deported from these, going to these different schools to be re-educated. With the so-called culture of the so-called white man, re-educating them, teaching them the ways of basically Americanizing them. And as time went by, they started to lose that who they were. So that proverb and that byword.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28:37 says, And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee. Right, what's that hockey team?
The Blackhawks.
Is it the Blackhawks?
Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, they got the
Indian.
They got the Indian, right? They had them painted red.
A Blackhawk that's a byword.
Yeah, that's a byword. Blackhawk. Savages, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, it used to be I think the Indian, the Washington, and they got the Cleveland Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a fucking red face and a fucking feather on, man. know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit, man. They making mockery out of our people.
And also,
man.
I have to say, also, because this is what a lot of people think, do a lot of Native Americans own casinos and things like that. Elder Malcolm has strictly went over it. A lot of those, what they call so-called Native Americans, are so-called white men.
Those $5 Indians.
Yeah, those $5 Indians, basically, capitalizing and getting the wealth, from what gas supposed to have.
True Native Americans, man, you know what I'm saying? The Northern Kingdom, man, they pretty much genocided, man. The white man pretty much genocided the Native Americans, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any portion in this place, man. They under the curses, man. Bro. They fit this curse as well as all of the other curses from the verse 15 on down, man. They even went on ships back to Europe, man.
Yeah. It says they shall grow up at noonday. What is a lot of these Native Americans, being drunk, committing suicide, being bugged out because of what the so-called white man did to him. But just proving that Native Americans are indeed Israelites.
That's right, bro.
And if somebody says otherwise, they ass going off. Especially these black-only Israelites, man. Saying that all 12 tribes are so-called African American. That shit is off.
That shit off, man.
But brothers had any closing precepts?
That was basically it.
Yeah. So Lord willing, we hope this was edifying. We want to end up by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem,
Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem,
Rakakwadash.
That one is to the elders and the apostles, great millstone that taught us the truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, we hope this is edifying. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.